Good morning, everybody. I'm out with Beth, our mini Bernedoodle. That's a good girl. She's looking up at me. I'm going to praise her for that. It's my first time taking her out for a walk. Good girl. Yesterday, I did some stuff in the training room with her. She did really well. So I felt comfortable taking her out for a walk in heel. Tap the tone right there. Remember, when we have our dogs in heel, the word literally means their head is at your heel. Okay, so if you look down and her head is right here, good girl, we praise. If she moves out of that position, she can only go 4 places. Ahead, to the left, lagging behind, or behind my legs. That's when the collar turns on. And consistency with that will hold her accountable for walking in heel. Because sort of like driving on the highway, if you don't want to get a speeding ticket, you don't speed. If she wants to avoid this turning on, she stays in heel. Simple. Now, our job is to have her find comfort in heel. Because she is such a panicky dog, we want her to find comfort in the commands. If you think back to drop off, I barely saw her. She was hiding behind her owner so much, constantly at the end of a tight leash. I tapped the tone right there. See how the tone is bringing her straight back to my leg? That's the training in action. We want her to hear the tone, break out of whatever she's in, panic, fight or flight, distracted, and get right back to heel. Find that comfort. Okay. Now I'm walking her without holding the leash just to show you it's all on the e-collar. Okay. But of course, if you're in a neighborhood or a town, somewhere with leash laws, you can of course hold a leash and that will give you a layer of safety. We're hanging in this for a while. We're calling this duration. The more she does it, the more reps she gets, the better she'll be. Okay, her whole job is to stick by my leg. I'm going to tap the tone here. Good girl. Brings her right there. Took so much work to get that with such a panicky dog. Of course, we started it on the long line and we let her make big mistakes. Try to run away, try to lay down, try to jump on us. None of those work. The only thing that consistently works is walking like this. And it's so enjoyable. You can walk for miles like this with her. It's such a great activity for her brain, physical. It's wonderful. Beautiful. Look at this. Imagine at the drop-off with how panicky she was. What if her owner could just tell her, stay? Good. Don't worry about this person I'm talking to. Just worry about staying right here and I got everything else. Instead, she's panicked and left in this state of high anxiety. So I'm going to be clear with her. Stay. We have a nice down stay. Using it practically would help a lot day to day. And, situations like that drop off are perfect. You run into somebody on your walk. You don't want your dog all over the place. Just tell them to stay. Good. It's so simple. That's my baby girl. Yes, we're definitely working on creating pride in these commands. She has to believe that we're proud of her, which I am. We're proud of her. It's worth it to listen to us. We're worthy of leading her. Let's get her back in the walk. I'm going to say heel, tap the tone, and start walking. Heel. Good girl. That's my girl. I'm very happy with how this session is going. Look at her little shadow. Beautiful job. Beth, you're turning around. See, now it gets hard because the pull is towards the house. She'd rather be running towards the house than stick by me. That's the hard part. Tap my tone here, brings her back to my leg. Now, according to her owners, she used to ignore the tone. They had her on a tone collar. She would ignore it and run through. Good girl. Tap the tone here. Remember, whenever she leaves my leg, I'm tapping the tone. A lot of dogs get on stairs. They think they can just start charging down. We still enforce the heel. See how sloppy it's getting? Now that we're coming back to the house, it's because, again, it's the motivation is she wants to go back to the house. So the motivation is overriding her motivation to stay in heel. That's when the collar kicks in, right? See? We don't want to get sloppy. and say, oh, we're almost to the house, let her out of command. Oh, we're almost to the house, let her out of command. No, this is where it matters the most. See? So I don't want to let her say, oh, I don't want to heel anymore. I want to run to the door, and just let her do that. We need her to listen even when it doesn't seem like it matters. This is where she's splitting her brain. Good. So this is where the work will be, when she thinks the session is over. Good. We're going to work on our threshold. We don't want her busting in or out of doors. Break. Good girl.